Hi, welcome to Live Behind the Bar. This is your host Niko. In today's episode, we'll be joined by Kayla Rae, a very, very dear friend of mine who is also a bartender in the Space Coast. She's amazing, she's very talented, and she has an amazing story to tell. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. And please, rate our show on Spotify, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yes, we are.
Hey, Kayla.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Long time no see.
It has been interesting. It's been a couple years now, hasn't it?
I know. I miss your face.
It's crazy. That's all I'm going to say. Took a lot of growth. That's for sure. Not just my eyelashes either. Okay. All right, let's do this.
So today we're at Team Whiskey in Cocoa Village. I like this place. Best mac and cheese you're ever going to have in your life, I'm telling you.
I have never stepped foot in here until what? It was Norman's back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't been to it. It's nice.
Well, so you know the whole story about Team Whiskey. They used to be Murdochs, and then the owners moved over here, bought Norman's, the building, and turned it into this beautiful place.
It's freaking nice, and it's not hot for once.
Yeah, I feel like we're getting to that point in Florida where the weather is not 100 degrees quite yet, but
yeah, give it a week.
Yeah,
give it a week.
So 2 more weeks of this, and then it's just straight up hell.
Yeah, I'll burn. For the record, I'm pale.
Oh man, see, that's the advantage I have. I got that tan skin, that Latino skin. We don't get burned.
I'm Irish. I go up into flames.
Yeah, turn into a lobster.
Yes, I'll go outside for 5 seconds. Next thing you know, I'm as red as my nails.
Yeah, turn into a lobster.
Why do you think I work at nights and come out at night, baby? I don't do it at
the vampire life.
Yes.
So Kayla, you're a bartender, huh?
I've been doing it for 9-10 years now. Yes.
How's that going?
Well, I mean, it does good. I had to learn the hard way. Don't drink while you're working because, no offense, nobody wants a shit show bartender, period. And it's a great lifestyle. It's fun. You meet a lot of people. It's diverse, but there's sometimes I go in choosing violence and people tend to go crazy. Yeah. You know how it is. But you can't complain.
What is the shit? Is the shit show?
Especially on Saturdays.
Oh, yeah.
Shit show Saturdays, babe.
Shit show Saturdays.
Yes.
So where are you working at now?
I am at Chalky's.
Chalky's. Is that in Merritt Island?
Yeah, Merritt Island. It's a pool hall. It's definitely what you call a hole in the wall, but it's fun. And of course, the crowd, it's interesting. Around 10 o'clock, that's when you know things are going to get weird. Never fails, ever. But I do enjoy it. I love the people I work with. My bosses are awesome. And I do have fun. But of course, being a bartender, there's some days where you're just I'm quitting. I'm done. And then you look at your bank account and you're like, nope, I cannot afford this. Never mind. I take it back.
I'll take the money.
Yeah, right.
We'll have that moment. We'll have that moment where I can't deal with this people anymore. I'm over it. That's it. I'm going to put in my 2 weeks tomorrow. And then the next day you're like, I made $500 last night. Let me see how much a person makes in a normal job. Oh, that's their week paycheck. Nah, yeah. I'll take the shitty people. I'll deal with the customers. I'll deal with the drunks.
I will pretend to like you for 8 hours to get that $300 tip. No shame.
Just smoosh away.
Yeah, I thought I could do the medical field. I was like, I'll be a medical receptionist. Yeah, I was getting $250 paychecks, and I'm like, I'm going back to the bar. Hell with y'all. I'm going back.
And that's a problem. That's what makes it sort of appealing. And I don't think it's a problem that we actually get to make good money here. But I feel it's more the appeal of the industry is that. But I do feel like there's a lot of problems with the industry as far as job stability, benefits and stuff like that. And besides the fact that we make a lot of money, it's kind of hard because it takes a toll on your body.
Not only that, it's more the mental aspect too, because you always want to leave your personal problems at the door. And of course, we try our hardest unless you got exes popping up like dandelions showing up out of nowhere. That's always fun. But I do wish, in a sense, we could get benefits, especially as parents or something, at least for the kids. Granted, we do make good money, but that doesn't mean we don't have bills.
There's not like retirement or anything like that.
It's not like, oh, I don't have to pay for my car. I don't have to pay for my kid. It's like, no, we got things to pay for like any other person. So, and we're there till 2, 3 in the morning. So yeah, I do get cranky at times, but I'm fortunate enough to be in this industry and it's made me who I am today. Like, whatever. Just you go with the flow and you take nothing personally. Why?
It's not worth it.
No, by any means.
Like at the beginning, I feel like we all get into the industry, and like when we first start, we take all this thing personally. Like anything that everybody says, we take it very much to heart, and then it takes a while before you learn like
boundaries.
Dude, like you gotta like not let this affect you that much, because the more it affects you, like the more you let it, the worse it's gonna get.
And people see it too. People also go
They can smell it.
Yeah, people also go out to get away from their own problems. And if you bring that in, like it affects your tips. Like there's nights where I don't let nothing. I make so much money. And then I have the nights where I'm in my feelings. I hate everybody. Like it's like, oh, that's a drastic toll. Like I'm not here to do that. And these people, they like you said, they smell it.
Yes.
Like they're relentless.
Yeah, it's like dogs with fear. Like they smell the fear in you. They smell that like, oh, this person is having a hard day. We're gonna go for it.
Oh my God. And then they order like 15 lemon drop shots when you're like 10 people deep in the bar with service tickets.
This is the thing about lemon drops.
Oh God.
I will rather make 20 B52s at the same time and layer every fucking layer cocktail ever.
You're brave.
Before having to deal with like the 3 sorority girls that walk into the bar and say, "Can I get please 5 lemon drops?" And then you're done making the 5 and say, "I'm so sorry. Can you make an extra one?"
Oh, it never
It makes me wanna like just smack them.
The worst for me is you can tell when somebody is a new drinker or they're using a fake ID because they're like, "Can I get a Tito's and a vodka?"
There's 2 types of people that drink Tito's and Tito's.
Like, Tito's and vodka.
Yeah.
You know, and like I will always pour it in a shot cup and they're like, "Where's my juice? Sweetheart, this is Tito's and vodka,
Malibu
baby."
pineapple, baby. Either you're 40-year-old and you're not trying to get a DUI, or you have a fake ID if you're ordering.
Well, it's like I got suntan lotion in my car. You want to drink that instead? I'm sure it's better. It just never fails. Like I noticed with me, especially at my job, because we have the pool players and all that. And like, of course, if they're losing a match, they are choosing burning down the bar. They want like 18 Jamesons, wild turkey honey. And I appreciate those people because you know what? They're real drinkers. And then, of course, we get the young ones that are just like, well, what's the fruity? What can you make? And you're just pointing at the bar. It's like,
they make anything.
I got to open bar. Let me see your ID. Get the fuck out of here. Never fails. But I mean, I've also done high class upscale bartending, like distilleries. I've done different things, but my comfortable like position is definitely like the hole in the walls because it's
dive bars.
Yes. Like I look at it like when I go out of town. Do we ever go to the fancy shit? Like, okay, do it to try it. You're out like $100 and you're still sober. You find the local dive bar down the road.
$25 for 5 shots.
And you don't remember a damn thing. And it is great. So I'm more comfortable out. Like, 'cause I can be me. I don't have to be this high prestige proper person. Like, no
We're all
offense.
done that. No, and like
not my book.
And there's people that like that. There's actually people that enjoy that whole crafty, super proper, super like high class thing. And there's money to be made. But to me, the shenanigans and the shit shows are a little bit more of a appealing because I find it like more fast paced. I find it to be, you know, less pretentious. I just feel like I feel more in my item. Like I get to like first at a customer just joking or like, you know, talk shit with customers and like back to each other with our regulars and like have that, while some of these upscale places, you just feel like a little machine that's sitting behind the bar. And there's not like, you don't really get that like very personal connection a lot of times. And I've noticed that.
And that's what I like too. It's just, it makes me feel bad about my life. If I'm being completely honest, like I thought I was a shit show. Oh no, sweetie, come in on a Friday night. I feel better about myself. It's fine. But it's just, I don't know. With us living in Brevard County, I feel like the dive bar feel is just what we all know. Like, I mean, you go into any bar from here, whether it be dog and bone, like actual bars, not food and drink. You know what I mean? Like, you go into the whole
dive bars,
like, they're dark, they're miserable, and
smoking.
Not anymore. Thank God.
yeah.
I don't come home smelling like an ashtray. No. They're just funny. Like the people it brings in, it's a variety. It's not just one type. Because at the end of the day, we're all shit shows. We go to a bar to get messed up. We don't go to a bar to be, oh, I'm here to be classy. No, the hell you ain't.
This is not an episode of Friends where we're gonna sit at a bar and pretend to be like, I'm gonna have a Cosmo, and we're just gonna talk about Becky because oh my god, Becky. None of that stuff. Like we want to go have fun, throw some darts, like see our friend fall on their ass drunk, and then the next day we're going to be like, dude, do you remember how you were trying to make out with that guy that was gay, or that was like not into you, or that was like what?
Have you seen the ones where it's like a married guy? He comes in with like different women. Like one will be like his baby mama, his girlfriend, his fiance, then his wife. There's this one gentleman who does that, but he like spaces it out, and they're like not from here. They don't know each other. I'm like, that is horrible, but hey, I'm proud of you. You've learned how to juggle it.
Listen, I'm impressed.
He tips me fat every time, so I don't say anything.
Oh, you have to. Like, listen, man, you gotta take care of us. We know your girlfriend and your wife. So
facts.
That's a whole I think I saw that in a meme somewhere. Like, hey, be nice to your bartender. We know your girlfriend and your wife.
Yeah.
And so but it kind of like makes me wonder, these people, how the fuck do you do that? How do you have the time? Like, how do you have the time? How do you have the resources? How do you have the fucking, like, do you not know what anxiety is? Like, how is it to live without anxiety? Like, dude, you know how much anxiety I will have if I was like messing around behind my, no, I could like,
it's just too small of a town. Like, if you want to like live your best life, like single, okay, juggle them. I don't care. I'm proud of you.
High five.
Yeah, but I don't have the time nor patience. And it's just, being a bartender in a local community, you're kind of a local celebrity if you really think about it. Like, oh my God, you're single, this, that, whatever. Oh, you're with this person, you're with that. Don't mess with your patrons.
No.
Or your bosses.
Horrible idea.
Don't do it. Learn.
That is like, don't shit what you eat.
I had to learn that one the hard way twice.
Oops. It happens to all of us. Don't mess with your coworkers, which is inevitable eventually. If you're single, don't mess with your boss. That is the worst idea ever.
Don't do it.
Because don't mess with the guy that makes your schedule. Don't fuck the person, the girl, the guy that makes your schedule. Because it will come up in flames and you are going to end up with the shit shifts or fired.
Yeah. Eventually. At that point, I mean, doing it for 9 freaking years, like, of course, like your coworkers become your family. You have a good time with them and you can relate to them on certain aspects. But like, again, you said, don't shit where you like, don't eat. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Don't shit where you eat. It's a bad idea.
It so is. And stay away from the fucking drama.
But it's what, like, drama, for example, is one of those things in the industry that it's inevitable. Like, no matter how much of a like low profile you try to keep, eventually you're gonna get your turn at the barrel. It's just something that's gonna happen. And I don't know. I mean, I don't really think there's ways around it, but there's ways to like navigate through it a little bit better. Like, I feel that that's another problem we have in the industry. Is like
we know everybody,
and then also is like the communication between like your coworkers. Like, we can de-escalate anything when it comes to patrons, but with coworkers, like, it seems like high school all over again sometimes.
It really does, especially if you're the bartender that everybody loves. Of course, if you're the pretty one, you work the best shifts. Like, people get thirsty from time to time, and next thing you know, you're like, wait, what? Oh, well, you were with this person, that person, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm sorry, who? Like, that is my biggest downfall on me, is because, like, yeah, I'm nice. Yeah, I'll go hang out, whatever. But at the end of the day, if I'm not working, I'm with my kid. Like, I don't care what you say, whatever. But like, when you go on Facebook and next thing you know, you're like tagged in like a relationship and all this. You're like, wait,
what? Like, I wasn't drinking last night. What the fuck happened?
Like, wait, what? Oh no, that's happened.
Yeah. So, how do you end up in the industry? Where do you start? How do you begin?
So I was originally a cocktail server on Victory Casinos when I was like 19, 20 years old. And my dad was really close friends with Thirsty Bones. So they were looking for a bartender. Of course, me wanting to be a bartender. It's like, yeah, I know how to make drinks. That was a motherfucking lie because, girl, no.
Make it until you make it.
So they throw me in on a busy night. That's where I learned to be a bartender. Like, they did not help me as much as I needed. They literally just fed me. And I was like, I need that. And I worked there for a while. Loved it. People there were fantastic. The owners still own it. They're amazing. And then I made the mistake of going down the rabbit hole. I was 21 years old. I wanted to party. I didn't care. I didn't realize what I had then.
Yeah.
So, series of events. I ended up having my son and went back into the industry. And I started off at JD's, met Thomas and Jen, was there for a really long time, had a lot of fun. But again, don't fuck around and find out, because I did. And I've just always stayed consistent in it because of the money aspect. Because being a single mom, like, I don't have somebody to help me to, oh, here's the money. Like, you won't figure it out. And that was the only way I could.
There's also a flexibility with the schedule and stuff that actually helps with the industry. It's like, especially for single parents, we have a lot of single parents in the industry where it's just flexible. Like, every now and then you have a kid. When you have a kid, like, you're going to have to take off one day because the kid gets randomly sick, randomly hurt, something happens. You got to pick it up at school. Whatever, you can't find a sitter. And that's one of the things that, like, the industry allows you to do a little bit. And that's also why it's so attractive to people that have kids and children. But
because considering, like, we work at night, we don't, we all know day shifts can be a pain in the ass, but, like, if we want that night off, it's like, yo, I'll switch you.
Yeah. Like, you know what? My kid has its recital this week. Like, can you just work this Friday for me and I'll work your Thursday?
Hey, I'm trying to go to Disney World. No, I'm just kidding. It's just one of those things I've just always felt comfortable in. Like, I could be whatever I wanted to be and not have a lot of judgment cast upon me. But at the end of the day, as you get older, you realize people are always going to judge you. People are always going to have something.
It's inevitable.
Precisely. So it's actually something I'm good at. If I look at a computer screen, I go like cross-eyed and dyslexic. I'm like, oh Jesus, what the hell's going on? What is that? But behind the bar, it's just like, I'm a different person. I'm confident. I'm comfortable because it's just, I'm always busy. I'm always doing something. I'm not sitting there like, hey. Like, no.
But that's one of the things with, like, the stigmas of the industry is, like, a lot of people think of this as just
a party,
like that's not a real job. And I feel like that's very it's a career path that is very underestimated. Like, it's not for everybody, but, like, it's like everything. Like, not everybody is fit for an office job in a cubicle, or to be able to, like, sit in front of a computer and code, or to be able to, I don't know, do construction. Like, some people are amazing at that, but some people are not good at a computer. Some people are amazing working behind a bar, and
just being, like, having your attention towards people too. And, like, really, like, if you see a regular, like, you have regulars too, right when you see them, you know exactly what they want. You make their drinks for them, like,
before they even sit down.
Yeah, you build up that relationship, because I've met people that have guided me, whether it be tattoos, working on my vehicles, even just friends that have kids that want to hang out with my son. Like, you build up so many of these bonds with certain people, and yes, they're good. And then you have the idiots where you're just like, wait, I'm dating you? What the fuck? When did that happen?
You roofing me?
Oh God, I should not have stayed the night. My bad.
That's a connection that, like, that's one of the things that I enjoy about the industry is being able to
I hit the microphone, guys. I'm so awkward.
Being able to like, create these bonds with the regulars, and the regulars being, like, you get to know their stories, you get to know the people, you get to know their tragedies, everything. Like, they become in a way like some sort of like a close circle family kind of thing, where, like, you feel for them. Like, a lot of times they come in and, like you said before, like, they just come in and dump all their shit on them because they don't have anybody else to talk to, and they don't want to maybe talk to somebody and, like, ruin their day. And with you, they feel comfortable enough when they know that you're not going to judge them, that you've seen them drunk and throwing up and everything, and they know that you're going to look out after them. And again, then there's the idiots and stuff, but there's normally those regulars, the little group of regulars that we all have is usually that type of people. Yeah, they're good people, and they're, like, usually, like, they go through shit, and sometimes they just want to fucking vent. And
and it also, what I've learned, it helps me as a person grow and look at my problems differently. And when I give them advice and really think about it, it helps me process my problems,
put things in perspective.
Yeah, like, wow, okay, it's not as bad as this or whatever. But I will say, though, working on, like, a Friday, Saturday night, it's a circus. You get all those younger crowd that just want, like, the crazy mixed shots. Like, see, when I was the younger crowd, we would go straight for Jack Daniels. We weren't about this mixed shot crap.
I remember I used to drink aguardiente, which is this Colombian drink. I used to just do shots of rum, shots of whiskey. Like I never had an appeal for like maybe actually as I got older, I got into like the green tea shots just because I became a little bit of a baby and I can't fucking down tequila anymore.
Oh, be thankful. Tequila. I hated tequila. Now I love tequila. I can't do whiskey because I'll turn into Conor McGregor apparently, and I'm like, 110 pounds. What you mean? I tried doing that. What the fuck? And they're like, you drank Jameson. I'm like, there it is.
You gotta drink proper 12 then. It's more suited.
Oh, why? So I can really turn into Conor? Okay. Yes. It's just ridiculous.
Say.
Oh, we need to pause this real quick. Gotta take this call. Are we back on?
I just let it record. All right.
I was like, I feel so awkward.
No, it's all right.
But yeah, what is your least favorite part about bartending? I think we all might have the same response to this one.
Green lemon drops. No, honestly, I don't know. I don't really have like one least favorite thing. I have things that I don't enjoy anymore, like working late nights and stuff like that. I'm not really a fan, like just because it messes with my my sleep schedule. Like as I've gotten older, I've become more aware of like trying to like more healthy habits, like getting a better sleep schedule, getting a better diet, and like bartending.
Not being a party animal like we used to be.
Yeah, I haven't had a drink in like 9 months. I mean, I drink fucking NA beer now. It's my my best friend. I
refuse to drink while I'm working, and if I know I have a busy week, especially with my son, like I can't handle it anymore.
Prioritize the sleep, dude.
Yeah, and like the last time I got like fucked up, I was hungover. Niko. 3 days.
Yeah.
I'm like, is this what 30 is like? Like, no, I don't want this.
That's what happened to me. That's why I haven't I slowed down on drinking a lot. Like I've had my kid, and like ever since then, like the hangovers just keep getting worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, and like I would be drinking tequila like shots, when we went out for our Christmas party. We were doing like 1800 chilled because like I remembered the night and everything, but I was so fucking hurting that like it wasn't fun.
No, it sucks.
And like it is so hard because like,
and then also like you get depressed the day after the hangover, then you feel like shit emotionally, and you're like, what the fuck is happening?
It took me at least a solid week to get like fucked up to like be normal again. I'm like, ew,
it's not worth it.
It isn't. But then of course, like if I get those random nights when it's like, hey, I'll take little man, I'm like,
time to go crazy.
But of course, like I try to leave the county because I don't want people approaching me like, I do this for a living, so leave me the hell alone type thing.
And that's another thing, like when you bartend in a certain area, like you either hang out in that area or you absolutely like when you're like getting out of work, you're like, all right, I've got out of work, I'm gonna have a couple drinks after work into another bar that it's in the area. But normally when you go out, like you don't want to go out in that same area. You want to branch out and go somewhere where nobody knows you. At least that's how I feel. Like I try not to go where I work when I'm off, or I try to not go, and not because I don't like the place. I actually love it, but it's always been like a thing where like I spend so much time in that place that going there makes me feel like I'm actually working. And then eventually I end up, let me help. Yeah,
you end up doing dishes. You end up helping the bartender who's weeded. Yeah, I just learned throughout the years, like, I want to keep my work and my personal life separate because it's like, if I go up to my bar, what if I turn into like the drunk idiot? Like, I don't need my damn, everybody's seeing, oh, Kayla, wow, she can't handle her alcohol, which we all know, but like, I just don't like that look anymore.
Because we're getting to an age where like you start thinking more about that. You start thinking, it's not that you care like what other people think, but you start prioritizing how that affects your kid, like how it affects your family, how it affects yourself. Like, because you know that if you're going to make a fool of yourself in front of everybody that knows you, then the next day you're going to come into work, everybody's going to, and that actually takes a mental toll on you. Like you start feeling like, man, like, and then you start feeling bad about yourself, and that it takes you into a rabbit hole, and it's kind of like a snowball.
It took me till recently to, don't get me wrong, I love that 25% off discount on my bill, but like, why are you going to do that? Because like, again, you said it has such a negative downfall on you, and then you feel more self-conscious, and then it's like they know a weakness on you because, I'm the person, I'll get drunk. I'll either do three things. I will cry my eyes out about, I don't even know, dumbass shit, or I'm really happy and fun, or I'm just angry. Like nobody wants that. I don't want a place that I spend 40, 50 hours a week at to see that and be like, oh, I know about this. It's like, oh, fuck. Fuck.
What the fuck?
And I should not have told you about that drama. Oh, no.
Just blame it on Patricia. That wasn't me.
Yes. Like I do tell people that. I'm like, oh, no, that wasn't me. Take that up with drunk me. I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. None.
So how do you think that like the industry affects somebody's mental health? Like,
oof.
What are the downfalls? Like, because one of the things that I noticed throughout the years, I spent with my dad. My dad used to own bars when I was growing up and everything. And, alcoholism, like you see people that have, substance abuse issues and stuff like that I've seen it, like whether, we all deal with anxiety, depression, we all deal with some sort of like mental health issue. And like those things become more available and those things become more of a coping mechanism for us. And not judge anybody, that shit happens or whatever. But how do you feel like these things affect us?
Well, considering that I do come from a history of being the crazy alcoholic, I have overcome substance abuse recently in my life that it takes a toll, but you also, it's mind over matter. You have to, have enough accountability. Like, I can't handle this. I don't need to be around it. So you just stick and stay focused to your job. Like me, I had to disappear for a while. I just stayed completely away from it because I wasn't in the right mindset. If you are not in the right mindset at the end of the day, this is not the industry for you. Like you have to be very headstrong or you have to be the fuck up. Like, come on, we all know some bartenders who are the fuck up. And then people like me who have battled it. Like, it's still a battle. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I would love to do a shot with everybody, especially if a guy's trying to tip me big money. But like me as a person, I know myself that $50 tip, that shot could cost me everything. And my job, a DUI, my kid, because of my history. Like, it's such a thin line that you have to prioritize yourself, your mental health, and what you can handle. If you can't handle it and you can't, then don't be in this fucking industry. Don't. I will be the first to tell you that.
It's a rough. A lot of people don't understand. Like people that have not been in the industry really don't understand the type of challenges. A lot of people think, oh, it's just a server or just there's a lot like the late nights, like the lack of sleep, the poor diet, because we eat like shit.
Oh my God. I eat pizza 5 times a night, for fuck's sake. Jesus.
Like, because of the way the schedules are set up, it's really hard to get on an actual like healthy like schedule for like sleeping, stay consistent, like working out things. All of those are things that people don't take into consideration when they speak about it's just it's not a real job. Like, no, it is. It allows us for it's like a fucking adult daycare. I swear to God, sometimes.
Well, I look at it like this: we're just the underpaid therapists that never got our certificates. That at the end of the day, is what it is.
We don't prescribe SSRIs, but we'll give you a shot of whiskey.
I mean, I know somebody, homeboy outside, who got that. Like it's just one of those things. It's either you're cut out for it or you're not. Like you can always give it a try. You can always do that, but for us, this is our livelihood. This is our lifestyle. But, us being...
This is what pay our bills.
Yeah, we're veterans. This isn't like, oh, I've been in it 2 years. No, we're like the big dogs here. Like, we've been down them rabbit holes like, fuck this.
Like that thing that you've seen happen right now and that you're really shocked about it. I'm not shocked because I've seen it 100 times. So it's like... It's funny because, like, for example, my wife, she's never worked in the industry. And she has, she's lucky.
She's a saint.
But she has a hard time like wrapping herself around about some of the dynamics in the industry. She's like, I just don't understand. I was like, it's a different monster. Like it's hard the way people behave. It's hard that like the industry itself, like whether it's owners or schedules or like management issues, because we all run into those issues. And there's nothing worse than working at a place that has horrible management. Like you can have the top A game crew ever, but if the management is out of control or the management is not in the right place, it can destroy the entire.
So that too, and you know where I'm coming from with this when it comes to nepotism, favoritism, all that. Like I get it, but you gonna work that person, those people into the ground. They say you and I want a day off, and we're the favorites, we're the golden child. Like, no offense, No, if I want a day off and, we don't have everybody up to par and we don't rotate it and get everyone familiarized with everything, then I hate the nepotism, the favoritism bullshit. Like,
yes.
To me,
it's toxic.
It is so ridiculous. Like, we're adults. You have a business. At the end of the day, we all have a job to do.
We have to like row towards the same direction. And
Yes.
sometimes we don't do that. Like,
No.
and we rather, turn it into a pissing contest and try to figure out who's got the biggest pose. And,
Yes.
and that really ruins the entire dynamic.
It gives a bad taste. And also, at the end of the day, like, yeah, we can sit here and bash about customers, this and that, but man, they pay our bills.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things. I think more veteran bartenders understand it. I learned the hard way that, hey, this is a job. Like, this is what I have chosen. Like, party bullshit, all that, put it behind you. If you want to actually get somewhere and use that money properly. Like, when I was younger bartending, the amount of money I fucking wasted, I could have had a house on the beach right now, but I wanted to go party with my bartending money.
Because back when like, same thing, when I first started bartending, I was like, oh yeah, like, look, like, I'm going to be able to talk to all the honeys, and like, I'm going to go out to these parties, and I'm going to know all these DJs. So you have access to all those things. And like, I did, like, I was in New York, I was in Colombia, and I had like, I was lucky to work at a place in Colombia where like the owner was also the owner of a couple of really hot clubs. So like, we'll get out of work at the bar and like just go to the nightclub, and like, where people that celebrities were going to. And I was like a poor fucking kid. Like, I was 18 years old.
Yes.
I was poor. Like, I wasn't rich or anything. And here I am hanging out with the people that are on TV. I was like, hot shit.
I'm in.
But yeah, but you don't really, like, that was the reason why. Then after I realized, like, hey, you know what? Like, I can be a bartender, make good money, and actually like make a decent living, and having a really good schedule, like working 4 days a week without having to work like 5-6 days a week, and like like not being a cubicle, like
pulling
answering
doubles or anything of that nature.
And that's what I realized. But I was a little older, because at that point, that's when it went from like, oh, it's not just about the partying and like the cool that. It's about like, dude, this is a good job, this is a good gig. I can do this for a while. Like, this can get me through college and give me the flexibility to do so. But also, I'm good at it, and I eat, regardless of what you do. Like, if you feel like you are doing a good job, like, it's motivating. It gets you out of bed. It gets you to do things,
and it gets you to go out and get like a fresh, like fresh air, all that too. But if you play your cards right, like, you can be making a lot of money more than those people that talk shit saying, "Oh, this isn't a real job." It's like, if you, like you said, again, you play it right, you realize you aren't an idiot, which we all have those moments. Okay. It happens out of all of us, but it is a real job. And people like to say it's not a real job because, well, we make more money.
Yeah.
But we're stupid with it because we have that mentality like, okay, I blew $400 yesterday, I'll make that again tonight.
Yes.
Instead of, I am the worst. Oh my God. I will buy freaking Louis Vuitton purses worth more than my damn vehicle. This is how dumb I am. Like, oh, I blew that. I can make that in 2 days. Meanwhile, my damn vehicle needs fixing, and I'm like, oh, well, I can wait. Like, it's so stupid. Our mindsets as bartenders with money is stupid. We're
horrible with money. Horrible. Like,
oh my God.
I have met everything in the spectrum where, like, I have worked with people that own 3 apartments, 2 in another country, another one here. They own a house with 4 bedrooms, and they rent out 3 bedrooms so that the house, and they're like great with money. And then I met people that, I made $600 last night, but I spent $800 somehow.
Yeah,
and
no,
like,
that's me.
How?
That's me.
That was me in my early 20s. It was like, oh yeah, I made good money last night, but I went out to the after hours party, and then I blew it all on, booze.
Well, see, with me not drinking and going balls to the wall like I'm notorious for, I've been wanting to help, people that are close to me that, aren't able to get themselves out, and just, I want to prove that, like, yeah, I was an idiot then, but like, I've come a long way. Like, yeah, I can still bartend, I can still be me, but a lot of growth has come from it. So like, I'll blow money, on stupid shit, whatever, but I love spoiling my son because he deserves that. That poor baby's been through the ringer back because of my poor decision. So like, if I drop $600-700 taking him to the theme park or doing something nice,
it's worth it.
Yes.
That's like money when invested, even though you're like not investing in a, whatever, in a business or anything like that, but you're investing it on the memories that you're having with your child.
Yes.
And that beats everything.
It really does. And, you know, eventually I'm learning money management, I would like to buy my house within like the next year or so. And it's very possible to do it, but it's just me being a free spirit and that goddamn bartending mindset. Oh, fuck it, $400. Oh, here's $7.
I can make it happen. It's this weekend. What's going on? Oh, it's St. Patrick's. I'll make up for it.
Yes, I'm always, that is the one downward spiral I cannot get out of as a bartender is, oh, okay, whatever. And people are like, I make that in like 2 weeks. I'm like, here's an extra $100. Here you go.
So that's where I'm at right now. Like, you know, I work during the day. I have my corporate job now. I work remote, and I look at my paycheck every 2 weeks. I'm like, I made this in 3 days at the bar. And I was like, this is for a 2 week. This is a whole 80-hour paycheck, and I made this at the bar in 3 days. And
that is the one thing that, it's quote unquote bad, but it's not like the end of the world.
Yeah.
And that's just the only thing I'm learning to kind of juggle is when I really need to save money and get out of that mindset. My dad always used to tell me, it don't matter how much money you got in that bank account. Always act like you're broke. If you want big things in life, you don't have any money.
Yeah.
So now that I've been adjusting to it slowly, I actually impressed gold fucking star. Jesus. You know, I have more money because when people are like, oh, do you want to do lunch? Do you want to do this? I'm like, bitch, I'm broke. They're like, you worked last time. I'm like, I'm broke. It's a very hard thing, but whatever.
I do feel like there's that sense in the industry where it would be nice to be able to have like some sort of like company that will allow us to do like a little financial planning, or like you could go to the bank and be like, hey, listen, this is what I do for a living. Is there any way you can provide a service for us where like you could teach us how to manage our money?
Instead, they want us to sign up for fucking credit cards.
Oh yeah, here's 3.5 credit cards. We're like, I can afford. You're like, oh, great.
Oh, cool. Does it build my credit up to like 700 points and get a $1,200 a month payment in a truck? Yeah, sold.
Done.
Like, no, you're trying to save money, dumbass. The fuck. Yeah. So that is one of the hardest things for me as being a bartender. But the not drinking part, because I've been doing it for so long without drinking behind the bar, that I don't really give a shit about that anymore, because there's been a couple times I've gone to a couple bars. You've seen the bartender drunk and you're just like, I just came here to not get on that level. It's kind of a turn off for like the bar itself. Like, I'm all about having a good time, all that, but like 90% of people can't handle their fucking alcohol. Like, oh, I can do 4 1800s. Yeah, I give it about 20 minutes. They're going to be on their ass.
Yeah.
And I have seen that. And that's when I moved back that I promised myself I will not be the shit show bartender anymore. Nobody wants that.
No.
Like, we can name a couple places if you want to go see entertainment, go there. You know what I mean? But
and that was the thing, like, that I started noticing with me personally. Is like, I never felt like I was an alcoholic. I did drink a lot, but I wasn't an alcoholic. But I do come from a family of alcoholics. And like, literally my entire dad's side of the family, like, they're all alcoholics and like chronic alcoholics. Like,
wake up in the morning, start drinking a handle type shit.
Like the, you know, like live in Las Vegas kind of type of alcoholic.
Man.
So to me, I always had that mirror in my life. But one of the things that scared me was that when I was out drinking, that the more tolerant I became to alcohol, like the more tolerance started to build up, I was like, oh shit, I gotta take a break. And I will literally stop drinking for months just because I knew that the more tolerant I was, the more I will drink. And like, I would get a shift, like working when I was working here in the village. I was like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 shots a night. Like, and at the end of the night, I'm like, I'm not even buzzed.
That's when you know.
That was when I was like, I gotta fucking stop drinking.
See, with me, I always turn to it because I didn't have the exact coping mechanism. And being a bartender, it's easy access. People won't be buying you shit. I'd get bored of alcohol, and then that's when I'd start going into the substances. And like, every time I had a tolerance, it's like, oh,
it's a fucking sleeper's life.
Let's go to the next level. And it ended up costing me everything. And that's why I'm like, fuck all of that. Like, if you have the same problem that I have with saying no, don't step foot in that bar, baby. You will break.
Yeah. I've seen it. I've seen it from many other people. When I was in New York, I saw people that struggled with substance abuse. And it was like that. It was like, dude, like, I guarantee that if this person wasn't in this industry, they would not have this problem, or they will have a much easier way to
it's just one of those things.
Deal with it.
Like any job in the world, you either are made for it, you ain't. And unfortunately, we're built for it. We've done it. We've been there, done that, but we also made bounce backs, and we also learned like, that was really fucking stupid. Oh no. And like, I still enjoy it. Except though, when people are like, can I get a cranberry vodka or a Red Bull vodka? I'm like, Jesus Christ, here we go.
Do you look like you're 35 years old and like you need to grow a pair of balls and start
Like,
drinking?
I don't
like
have the flavor
adult?
of cranberry in my vodka, but I have a vodka cranberry or Red Bull mixed vodka. And they're like, you know what I mean? I'm like, it just really hurts my IQ when you fucking say it. In North Carolina, that's like, we had a button that said Red Bull vodka. I'm like, my skin would crawl. I'm like,
So where were you working in North Carolina?
oh my God. I started off as a Hooters girl. Oh, Jesus. That was a downfall in my life. Moving on. And then I got a job at this really cool place. It's called Jekyll and Hyde Brewery. And it was the higher end where I learned how to actually be a mixologist, make all these drinks, learn the background on it, like be passionate about it. But don't get me wrong, it took me like 20 fucking minutes to make a drink sometimes. But it was a great learning curve to, like, I guess, add a different side of my bartending instead of, oh, what, you want a Busch Latte and a Fireball? I'm like, we didn't have,
not so much of like drink slinging, rather not like the more crafty.
Yeah, we would have to like smoke the old fashions, like we put it in a smoke box. Like we did a lot of crazy cool shit, but would I do that again? You got me fucked up. No, got me fucked up. Don't have patience like I used to. Having a 7-year-old really tries my life.
See, I feel like I enjoy doing that. I enjoy doing the crafty side of things at a craft bar. But it's kind of difficult to do that when you're like at a bar that is made, designed, and like put in a way that set up in a way that it's for, you know, drink slinging. Like you don't have time to be putting a old fashioned in a smoke box. You don't have time to be making like all these crafty cocktails in a service bar when you have like
if you order
hundreds of people asking for like ridiculous drinks. You're not gonna have drinks out in less than a minute.
Yeah, you would have to stir it, not shake it. And then, can I get a lemon drop martini with extra sugar on the rim and it's stirred? Violence. And I prefer drink slinging. That's just me. I can't.
To me, I don't mind either. I as long as it's targeted to the right setup. So like if I work at a place that is set up to do craft cocktails, that you have like, you know, it's not a crazy for like balls to the walls, people drinking crazy, like 4 deep on the bar. That's fun. Like I will there and craft and layer and like smoke and do all sorts of stuff. I love it.
Bartender confession 1. I still don't know how
to layer for shit.
Fuck.
But if you're gonna put me at a sports bar and you want me to do all this crafty shit, I'm gonna be like, nah, that's not.
You're at the wrong place.
The place is not set up for that. We don't have the tools. We don't have the stuff. Like
I don't have the patience. The fuck.
You know what? Now I'll go back to the question that what I hate the most about bartending: fucking frozen drinks.
I'll never forget this. I forgot what bar I was working at. I think I was working at the beach at the time. They're like, can I get a pina colada? I'm like, the blender's broken. And I have the blender in my hand. And they're like, well, we just saw you use it. I'm like, it's broken.
It just broke.
And they're looking at me and I'm like, you can tell my boss, he's right there. And I looked at my boss, I'm like, I ain't making this shit.
I have a pure deep hatred for, because, well, in New York, I never had to do it. Like, nobody drinks a fucking smoothie in New York. Like,
oh, the beach do.
So when I moved to Florida, the way I moved to Florida was because I came here to visit, and then, you know, I ended up like staying at a hotel. The hotel had a bar, and the bar was like, well, we need a bartender. And I was like, sure. And like, I applied. And I was like, if they call me before I go back to New York, then I'll just stay in Florida for the season. And they literally come in the next day, like, hey, you need to work? I was like, fuck it. So I went in and started working. It was a tiki bar at a pool hotel that had 5 fucking blenders. And that's 90% of the drinks we made were frozen drinks. It was a fucking nightmare. And I was like, fuck it, I'll do it for the season now. And then as soon as I was able to get out of there, I got out of there.
I just look at it as like abuse towards the alcohol.
Yeah,
like,
it's
why would you do that? Like, go order you a fucking smoothie and then do what we did like in school. Fucking get like a little thing and then just dump the vodka in there, like or rum, whatever. But
Miami Vice. Can I get a Miami Vice? Can you like layer it?
In the ass. No. that was the day I just looked at my boss and he's like, you have to make frozen drinks. I'm like, I don't have to work here. That was one of my, not my best moments. I shouldn't have handled it that way, but I think every bartender, we all can agree, fuck a frozen drink.
Yeah.
Fuck a frozen
I don't know
drink.
whose idea it was. It was some dumb asshole in the island that started stuff.
Especially mixing it.
Yeah.
Like layering it.
Like,
no.
no, it's fucking retarded.
Or fucking mudslide.
Like, the 80s were great, but there are things in the 80s that we don't really have to bring back. And frozen drinks is one of them. Frozen drinks is one of those fucking things.
And they're like, we just want to bring it to the pool. Well, baby, I got a handle on my fucking car right now. Like, we drink that shit in the
like, do you have a Yeti? Just put your drink in a Yeti. Like,
go get you an $80 Yeti.
Yeah.
Have you had someone, oh my God. So when I was working on the beach, someone brought me their fucking Yeti and asked for a Miami Vice to put in their Yeti. I have judged people with Yetis ever since then because like there's just a fire in me that just really wanted to take that cup and smack the fuck out of them. Because like we have to like portion it out, all that. Like, if you make it a double and don't charge me for a double and put it in my Yeti, I'll tip you fat. And it's like $2. Like,
yeah.
The fuck
like, first of all, if the person says, I'll take care of you,
that's crock shit.
They don't understand taking care of you.
The verbal tip. Yeah. Or I'll get you next time.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I hope they stub their toe the next day as soon as they wake up in the morning.
The worst is when they walk out on a tab. So my bar, it's a neighborhood bar. I love everybody dearly. But you get a couple of them motherfuckers that rack up an $80 tab. They walk out. So yeah, I end up paying for it. So I have to baby these fucking people and take their fucking cards.
That's the thing is like, for example, where I work and like every now and then one of our regulars will walk out of the bar on a tab.
Yes.
Dude, like I don't even worry about it because the next day they come in. I didn't pay last night. They take care of it. It pisses me off with somebody that comes in the first time they ever see them and you don't take like the other bartender doesn't take their card. I'm like, dude, like why? Like obviously they were gonna walk out of the bar.
The worst I've had happen is the people that do rack up the tabs, they leave me their cards. Their fucking cards don't go through.
Yes. Oh, I thought I had money on it. And you're like, oh.
And then you see them with a new bank card, you're like, you
yeah.
Okay. That's when they get the light drinks. They get like the little
yeah.
Here you go, $9.50. Yeah, we're gonna make up for this. Yeah. Every time. Like those moments though crack me up because it's like, all right. It just it pisses you off, but then you look back and you're like, you stupid motherfucker. You just know how they are.
So what are the things that you think that should be changed in the industry? Like what is something that you would like change to kind of like help people that have like substance abuse issues, things like that?
Just again, I mean, just be open with yourself about it. And you don't have to admit it to like really anybody, but if obviously the group, the circle, everybody has it, every bar has it. Like, you don't have to be mean to those people, but you have to set boundaries up for yourself. At the end of the day, nobody can help you but you. And you have to take accountability for it. And if you need to go to like a class, a counselor, therapist, what the fuck ever, like stay consistent, but always acknowledge it. Don't sit there and be ashamed. Oh my God, I have a pill problem or a coke problem or this problem, whatever. Don't be embarrassed of it. Like
ask for help.
Yeah. Just, stay faithful to yourself. And if that's not the life you want to live, you have to put in the work. You have to constantly stay away or say no. But, it's an easy lifestyle to fall into. I mean, unfortunately, at the end of the day, like the saying goes, sometimes you got to fuck around and find out.
What are some of the things that like leadership in the industry or like coworkers can help somebody that has like substance abuse issues?
I mean, the first thing I would do, and I have had to do, is be open. Like if it's an interview, well, not an interview, don't ever say it's an interview because Jesus Christ, fucking problems. Just be open to like your bosses or whoever is higher up that that you can trust in a weird dynamic like that. Just be like, look, I don't feel comfortable with this. I have this problem. Like, I'm just letting you know, make people aware because, not everybody, majority of people are shitbags. Don't get me wrong. A lot of people will stop asking you. A lot of people will stop coming to you about it. The more you're just like, nah, man, I just came off that shit. No, I lost everything. Or, hey, I just don't drink. Of course, they're going to ask you. You just got to stay consistent with yourself and say, no, I'm good. I'm here to make my money and get the fuck out.
So like management wise, like if you have a problem with, like substance abuse, you just kind of like be honest with your manager, like, and the managers try to like, you know, I wouldn't say baby the people that have issues, but at least be a little bit more present for them and try to be a little bit more flexible in a way, not like enabling, but rather like, hey, I know you don't feel comfortable taking shots during your shift, or you don't feel comfortable when people offer you shots. Like I will make sure that I, you know, cover for you. Or if you ever feel like you're having a hard time, like maybe come over to us and talk to us and things like that.
A lot, because my current boss that I have, bosses are amazing. They know everything about me. They know what the hell I've been through, and they don't look at me any differently. If anything, you know, by me showing that I mean my word, that I'm not going to fuck around and find out, it earns a lot of respect, and it shows that you are trustworthy and reliable. And it's just, in my personal opinion, I mean, bartenders all over are going to hate me for it. But I don't think you should drink on your fucking job. Like, if you are clocked in, don't fucking drink at your job.
It's a liability at the end of the day.
Because I have seen so many people lose their fucking jobs because they get fucked up, do some stupid ass shit. And it's like, is that job that you make $400 to $500 a shift worth of getting fucked up? And it's just,
getting a DUI.
Yeah. And then I feel like they take their work like for granted. They take everything for granted because, you know, when you're a fucked up bartender, you're not going to bring that shit in. You don't want to pay for it. You're like, oh, I'm working. They ain't going to see it. Like, I just feel like it's disrespectful. Like if you, I just don't think so. It's
technically silly, but also it's the liability aspect of that, because you are responsible for the people that are drinking at the bar. Now, if you are not on your, like your judgment is not, it's you know, it's clouded because you've been drinking on your shift. Then you have somebody that you should have caught a while ago because they were getting too drunk and you didn't make sure that they were, you know, pacing themselves or feeding them or something. Now that person falls, breaks their head, and now that's on you.
Yeah, it's too much of a bad look in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, but now if you clocked out, you got to work early and you're just like, dude, fuck it. Ain't no judgment. No. Ain't no judgment.
You're out of work. You're not responsible for any bar.
Before I started working at the place I'm at now, you know, there was this bartender who, you know, got fucked up all the time. And like, I remember going in there like 2 nights before I actually started working. Like, she was so fucked up that my buddy, who was off trying to enjoy his night, had to go and void off like $250 of fuck ups. Like, basically do her job for her. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to make all this money, get fucked up, and then have someone else do it.
No.
It's just, to me, I don't like that look. I don't.
No.
Fuck. Because I've done it. And then, like, seeing it through different eyes, it's like,
well, it's like, imagine if you were like drunk and now you have to de-escalate 2 customers getting rowdy or something. Like, what are you going to do?
And then the cops show up and then they see you're drunk. Like, they ain't going to worry about them outside. Now they're coming after you.
Yes.
Like, no.
And then there's states that have different laws where, like, they can actually charge you with a misdemeanor for, like, over-serving somebody. And, like, you might, if somebody gets out of there, gets drunk, gets hit by a car,
that's on me.
It's on you. Yeah. And now, why did you do that? Oh, it turns out you were drunk too. So
yeah,
now
like,
you're screwed. Man, you're going to jail.
It's just, you know, there's a lot of love, hate I've noticed. Like, some days I fucking hate this. Other days I'm like, dude, this is awesome. I mean, it's like that with every job, but I'm just big on keep your motherfucking personal life and your work life separate. Word of advice. Oh my God, word of advice. It just,
so for every little, you know, Padawan that's actually starting to do their bar stripes and like earning them, just piece of advice, just don't shit what you eat.
Don't.
Just keep your personal life and your work life separate. Yeah. Don't fucking get fucked up. It's fun. It's a fun gig. It's great. It will provide for you if you treat it right. The bar will treat you right if you treat it right.
Exactly. That was the hardest thing I had to learn. And like, there's so many doors of opportunity. Like, you may not realize that people are like, oh, it's just a fucking bar. Like,
yes.
Okay, well, you know what? Your fucking office is just a fucking office. Yeah. Okay, shut the fuck up. But don't get me wrong, we get those Karens and Chads that make us choose if we want to keep this job or not.
Makes you question of life's choices. It's like, oh my God, why do I have to do it? But if you think about it, like, you're probably going to have to deal with them everywhere else. Everywhere else.
You learn how to deal with it instead of back-talking them and being dickheads. The more nicer you are to people.
You navigate the waters.
They don't know what to do. They're like, oh. It's like, yeah.
They go blind.
I won that one, bitch. I do enjoy it, and I've met so many great people.
Yes.
It's just take the good with the bad with the good. And at the end of the day, being a veteran and making the money and you get your name out there, people come see you, build up the clientele, like you'll be good.
Yeah. Make your money, get out, have fun, enjoy it, just be responsible. And like I said, like you treat the bar right, the bar will treat you right.
Yes.
And it'll take care of you. And that's something that, besides the fact people don't understand that there's an actual job, there's an actual career, that it has its upsides.
I mean, I get a paycheck. I mean, I do everything.
Well,
I pay taxes.
we kind of get a paycheck because we all know if you get more than $10 on your paycheck, you're not.
Whoa, don't be
reporting your
me
tips
like that. But shit, don't boss me like that.
I was like, I got a $2.50 paycheck this pay period.
I got zero, but a pay stub.
Yeah. It's funny. It's more expensive to print out the check than to actually what they're
right. Like, here's my email. Just email me or text it to me. Jesus.
We live in the digital era. Like, why are we fucking doing paper anymore?
Yeah, save them trees, damn it. Save them fucking trees.
So, Kayla, we are doing something in this show which is the regular of the week. Basically, we want to talk about one of our regulars, because at the end of the day, like you said earlier, they're the one that pay our bills. Technically, that's how we make our money. They're the one that take care of us because we take care of them. But if it wasn't for our regulars, like our restaurants wouldn't be open, our bars wouldn't be open, we wouldn't make the money, we wouldn't be able to put food on our tables. So in a way, not the shitheads, but like there are regulars out there that have like make a difference in our lives, maybe because they made us put things in our perspective, or because they helped us get out of a shitty situation sometimes. So I like to recognize a regular of the week for everybody that, some of the people that's out there. If you can think of somebody that has, impacted your life, somebody that used to go to the bar or went to the bar or goes to the bar that you work at, that has given you either some sort of inspiration, or has, a crazy story, or has shown, lend you a hand.
Oh, so I wouldn't say regular of the week because I haven't seen this person in a hot minute, and I honestly forgot their fucking name. Sorry. It was really cool to see him. Like, he was with a group of these guys that are hilarious, the Marine veterans. They're fucking awful. I love them to death. God, I wish I could remember his name. We were talking and he held up his phone to me and showed like an Instagram post. And I was like, who? He's like, you know who that is? And he like zoomed in on the picture, and it was, of course, my fiance who passed away. He's like, that's Nick. And I like got in my feelings, and he like pats me on the back and he's like, I'm so fucking proud of you. Like, you are doing fantastic. Seeing you smile and be healthy and be alive and turn it around is fucking awesome. And they tipped me stupid fat. But like, it's cool to see people that I haven't seen in a long time, that I didn't exactly leave on the best foot with, to just literally come out of nowhere and say, hey, I'm like, this is fucking awesome. Like, you don't expect that as a bartender. Like, nobody really gives a shit about your life. Like, you're just the bartender, whatever. But having people like that come up and say, dude, that's fucking badass, you've turned it around. Like, that feels good as a person. Like, fuck yeah. And I just was happy all night. So whoever you are, I'm sorry for your fucking name. My bad. Thank you for that.
That's the regular of the week.
Yeah. God damn it. I don't remember names. I remember like what you drink.
That's it. That's a curse of a bartender. I can't remember a name, but like, I know damn well how you like your drink every single time before you go. I'll have it on the table.
I think his name was Stephen. Oh, fuck. This is awkward. He drinks Jameson and ginger ale. Okay, you drink Jameson and ginger ale. Thank you, though. You made my fucking week. It was really cool. Thank you. I'll remember your name next time. Sorry.
All right, Kayla. So with that, I'd like to leave. Today we're at Team Whiskey. If you are ever in town in Cocoa, Florida, you want to check out and get the best mac and cheese you're ever going to have in your life.
We know that.
Guarantee you. Stop by at Team Whiskey. Say hi to Amelia. Say hi to JMO. And, I would like to thank them for letting us do this here today.
Thank you so
the podcast today. Kayla, this is a blast. I absolutely love seeing you. Every time I get to see you, I miss you. I miss working with you, and I hope one day we can actually like share a bar again and sling some drinks together.
Yes, talk shit, laugh. Let's do it. But thank you, Niko.
Oh, thank you, Kayla.
All right, until next time.
Next time.
Thank you.